Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Rabbi will be here shortly.
How are you, Eli?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. As of 7:21.
Mishnah Berurah Gimel.
We didn't freeze. Did we freeze?
Father, we saw the Shulchan Aruch and Reish Vav saying, "Ein omrim la'adam chateh b'shvil sheyizkeh chavercha." Let's look now in Siman Shin Vav. Shin Vav.
We're at 306.
306 if you got it. 306 if you got it.
Morning, Larry.
Good morning.
Shulchan Aruch said,
Every day.
so, no, Tziyah Miklal Yisrael means to take it, to convert it to Christianity. Mitzvah, Shulchan Aruch says, mitzvah lasum laderech be'amav, and Shabbat is obligated to do whatever it takes to save her. V'yotzeh is allowed to travel afilu chutz shalosh parsaot, which is the Oraita. Ve'ilo ba'e, and if he is not doing it, Beidin gozrim alav, they force him to do it. So the question now is, this is not the Rashba and Tosafot in three places. This contradicts what we learned yesterday. A man is not obligated to do an Avirah to save another Jew from an Avirah. Here it's very nice that it's the father. The family is his father, is good for birthdays. And since
It's to emphasize a point. That's why I'm using the word. But we could do it for another Jew.
so let's see why. Look at Mishnah Berurah.
Why this odd lashon? Why don't you just tell me the Haleh Shabbat? Why do you pick one? I know they make it everything, but lashon doesn't seem that way.
Remember, in today's day and age, automatically, by asking Halal Shabbat means to take a car. The time of the Gemara was to take a wagon.
No, say the Haleh Shabbat. It makes it sound only Pirasot. Maybe
No. Only the Oraita then basically has to chase the group that took his doing.
It's Pashut that it's all the right.
זה good, נכון.
No, זה pashut. The most extreme, therefore covers the.
No, he's asking. Why did they keep the example of traveling for a long distance? They couldn't have said anything. Look a second. Remember, this is in print 800 years. וכל זה, מהירי, שהוציאוה אינם יהודים מביתו באונס. She was taken against her will.
By Goyim.
Which by Goyim, which means could be Jews is the same, Jews for Jews is the same.
Right.
באונס. ועל כן התירו לו לשום לדרך פעמיו להצילה. וקיים עלם, this is basically the topic we started yesterday, connected to Rachel. אם אינו פושע, if the fellow that is committing the crime, the Chilul Shabbat, Christianity, אם אינו פושע, as long as he's not doing it on purpose, חייב לעשות איסור על זוטה. This is the language. Me and you are commanded within our vote to commit a small, זוטה is a small עבירה, כדי ש... אומרים לו חתו כדי שיזכר חברך. So he repeats what we saw yesterday, the Gemara is Shabbat in Daf. So the question is, why here is it different? Yes?
Taking or going on our own will, there's a difference. Because
Yeah,
you're being very,
correct,
you're being
correct.
very, very emphatic on
Correct.
that, so I'm trying to understand
Oh, you have
the indifference on that. Or a katan that was taken, I mean, there's a number of cases here, so I'm just trying to understand them all.
ודווקא באיסור דאורייתא. If she is a פושע and she is doing it,
Oh,
The rebel.
אבל באיסור דרבנן,
אפילו פושע.
דעת אליהו רבא דייש להקל אם לפשיזה פושע.
Sinner, actually.
This is why Maran emphasized it's a machloket, but Eliyahu Rabbah says that if the Avirah that this is the question I was asked. He copies the case at the end. We're trying to understand it. Continue. חוץ משלוש בהסעות, היינו, אף יש בזה שם איסור דאורייתא לאיזה פוסקים, הוא הדין, אם יצטרך לחלל שבת, באיזה למד מלאכות. Any type, in today's it's a telephone, it's a car, riding, whatever it takes. Appear dummy. Now here is the point again. The question is, in general, the rule is, I'm not permitted, I'm not commanded to desecrate Shabbat or do any Avirah to save someone from a bigger Avirah. Why is it mutar here? So here is the point. The kasher tamir et hadat legamre. If she converts to Christianity completely, the chalal Shabbat. Since she is going to do it multiple times, even though what the father is doing now is a serious Avirah, that's a great Shabbat, compared to what she is going to do the next.
Good return on investment.
Basically, yeah. Now, up till now, she is a teenager. Her avodah zarah is near avodah zarah. Yes? Now, listen what he says now.
Bitor means less than 12?
Under 12.
Okay.
צריך עיון.
A lot of times these kids that go off for they're more than 12. A lot of times they go off, it's
I know that. This is the case. The case that happened was, which is a Na'ara. Na'ara is 12 and a half and 12 and a half.
That's not right. Just impossible.
How are you?
Hi, do you get an internet?
No, I get to see you.
Hi, Murat. I don't know. Every day. I'll ask
מצווים
Rabbi
לעשות,
Prague.
yes,
None of us are getting internet, and it's really frustrating. Perhaps you can get Eli to do his job.
yes, okay, Eli, okay, we forgot to do it.
Charles
Thank
just
you.
asked me this morning, you have to.
Thank you, Eli.
One second.
Angie. How you feeling?
No, what is really different between the hotspot and the
Oh, the hotspot.
When somebody
Can
converts
it be
Christianity,
deleted?
it's still Jewish.
I don't think so.
If somebody could convert,
This is it. There's nothing there. You know, a lady that was captured by Hamas. Not here. She starts to scream, I'm a Yahud, and they took the she. As she says herself, and I was thinking the man is not, and this is what he said.
Okay, let me know if it's better.
She says, do you hear it better? She
So
says,
far.
few months ago, a basketball team of a religious high school wanted to play against our team. It says, Chas v'shalom, they are religious, they cannot come. And she says, I decided right there and there that if I'm ever coming out, I'll be the nicest shul in Israel. So she needs an Arab to tell her that you're not a Yahudi. And said this joke, Jewish, is because the halakha, but the person that speaks of the halakha every day and goes against. בסדר, לא, כותבת על עצמה, she feels bad at the goy and Arab, ככה אמרה, שור בי, she understood I have to show some. She's a real leftist and she says to her, we took your children to the doctors, we did whatever we can, and they really believe that they can live in peace with the Arab, they believe it. And she says, that look at it.
Rabbi Prague, could you adjust your camera, please?
Yes.
Please, it's hard to hear anyway. Thank
Okay.
you.
Like, what should we do every day?
No, now it's good, but
Come to the shul, be better.
A little of a
by the
comedian.
way, my passport for Brooklyn isn't approved yet.
You need a visa, not a
It's not
passport.
the geography, it's heritage. Larry, should I put you on a voice call?
No, I'm good now. Thank you. Maybe tomorrow we'll try it, because Murad also was having problems, but we're okay now, I believe.
Anyway, so
Thank you.
there's a safek by Ktana. Why? Because if we see a Jew, a kid from the community buying a cheeseburger, am I obligated to tell him? Shulchan Aruch says no. It's nice if I tell him. So since Beidin Katan Ochel Levelod and Beidin Metzuvim La'afusho, his father is Mechuyah B'Chinuch.
That's
Yes.
where you are, Rabbi. If I'm in Louisiana and he's eating a cheeseburger, he's a tenoch by, what do you call it?
Shvat, you know, Shvat.
The
He's in the
issue-
middle of Borough
the
Park.
issue is,
You might say something.
again, the kid has very long period and his father is religious, he is religious. Am I obligated to tell him to drop it? Of course I would, no matter what, if he's Jew or non-Jew, if he's obligated. I saw a mother on Shabbat in Borough Park, before they were walking with the kids, carrying the bed.
But they don't know. They come from Israel, they think we
Now,
have.
here they speak Hebrew, but I saw the kids are wearing kippah.
Right. They think there's an Aruv. It's a problem. I see it also. I just don't know what to do.
Yes, I told her, I'm not sure if you are aware, but there's no room in the neighborhood yet. Look a second.
When does Hocheach Tochiach play a role?
When they're gonna listen.
From the minute you start, you become in the school. Or Dilma, let's Sammy mentioned before that this case with the girl is like פיקוח נפש. עוד דילמה, מידי דאבי הפיקוח נפש שמחללים על הקטן. Says even though she is a minor, we would do it the same way that we desecrate one Shabbat to gain more Shabbatot, אומרים, חלל עליו שבת אחד, כדי שישמור שבתות הרבה, הכי נמי, כן.
Rabbi, I'm not clear.
לאפס, כן? ואליהו רבה דעתו לעקר, אם לא ישתדל להצילה, תישאר גם כן בגדלותה. Eliyahu Rabba said that even if she's a minor, you do the same as an adult, because as you said before, it's a good investment, yes? If you are not doing it, she's going to remain in the hands of whoever kidnapped her. See, but what's your question? Keep your finger here.
I think he answered it. Why did you differentiate before? 12 something and Nahara with, I don't know the term, versus 8. Aren't they the same?
Because when Moshe came from Sinai,
Not
when
14,
Moshe came,
she's under
when Moshe came from
8 and 12 is the same. It's the difference between 8 and 18. The nerds, they say, don't
Yeah,
say
8 and
that
18, she's an adult. I got that one. But 8 to 12, she's right under an adult versus, is it the same or no?
when did your son put the feeling? What is the difference
You
between
started
10?
a little before.
When 10, 11, 12, what's the difference between 10, 11, and 13 with puberty signs?
Chinuch, maybe. Chinuch at the end.
Halakha Moshe, the Moshe Sinai said that you're becoming an adult in Jewish law if you reach age, a puberty sign. So is a young lady. There's no difference between men and women. As a matter of fact, they become earlier, 1 year earlier. To understand better what he said, go a second to Siman Shin Mem Gimel. Sam, open Shin Mem Gimel. It's the same book, all the way in the back. Shin Mem Gimel. I'm just showing you this Halakha in Shulchan Aruch to understand why we had a doubt, even though we decided. Again, the Shulchan Aruch B'Shem HaRashba says, if a Jewish girl is being kidnapped against her will to be taken to Christianity, since this is called a big Avera because it's being done multiple times, the father or anyone are commanded, obligated to desecrate Shabbat B'Yisud D'Oraita to save them.
What about if she just kidnapped without being converted to Christianity on Shabbat?
For money?
In a minute, you're talking about Chilul Shabbat, we're talking about what he's telling us now is, since the Avera is going to be committed multiple times, and me desecrating Shabbat is one Shabbat, the same way that by Chilul Shabbat, by a Choleh, right? We desecrate Shabbat
You're
to
using
save.
this for Rachel.
to
She's
save-
saving her father
to sa-
multiple times.
This is
She's
it.
doing one.
Right, you know what Sammy said.
Yeah.
If you take this, it's exactly the same.
No.
No, not necessarily, because if you have one Trafim, you can have many Trafim, you can get another Trafim. It's not, a person who loses one of the Trafim is not gonna have it forever.
In a second, go to Siman Shin Mem Gimel, see Aleph. You see? See Aleph. Katan, Ochel Neverot. A Jewish kid, religious or not, but non-religious, wouldn't listen to you anyway. Ein Beidin means anyone in the community is not commended. Ein Beidin Metzuvim L'Hafrisho.
Why?
He's a minor. Wait.
So the,
אבל, אביו מצווה, his father is commanded, לגעור בו ולהפרישו מאיסור דאורייתא. His father must, part of mitzvah chinuch is to tell him this is a no-no, yes? Now, listen good, ולהאכילו בידיים, but to serve a kid an unkosher cookie, אסור, אפילו דברים שאסורים מדברי סופרים. So this is a Gemara. There are 3 psukim in Chumash, as you know, by Dam and by Tumah, and by non-kosher. To give a kid בידיים non-kosher is asur מן התורה. אפילו דברים שאסורים מדברי סופרים. Serving a kid a cookie, serving him a cookie that doesn't have an OU on it, וכן, אסור להרגילו בחילול שבת ומועד, ואפילו בדברים שהם משום שבות. Even by Yisurim D'Rabbanan. This is why he wanted to know if this minor girl, adult minor girl, was kidnapped, since we are not commanded to stop her from eating non-kosher, the maskana is yes, because the non-kosher that she eats now is today. But when she is kidnapped to do whatever she does, it's going to be done multiple times. So my Aveira is a minor Aveira compared to what she's about to do. This is the Rashba. This is the Rashba. An example for this concept, listen carefully now, to this concept that Aveira that is being multiplied many times carries much more weight from the current one act is, open a second in Siman Shin Chaf Chet. Siman Shin Chaf Chet.
This we think also about the Arabs that try to take the girls to seduce them in Eretz Israel to, you know, at a young age. And even though it's not really against their will by seducing them, it's still sort of like that.
So in Siman Shin Chaf Chet, this is the Siman.
They're a katan, Rabbi. Once they're a katan, why don't they just, you have to do what you can do? They're not, whatever they do, knowingly or not knowingly, they're a katan. Am I not allowed to save that katan?
The question is, should you, of course, if you're a man that cares, if I see a kid running to cross the street, he's not my kid, he's not my neighbor, of course I'll run, he's a kid.
So why did we start with the example of Shabbat, which seems, why did you start with this? This was the place where we should have started. Why did you use the example of Shabbat as the?
So going back, so Sammy says, if you lived at Rafim by Lavan, Lavan is going to do hundreds of times, continue his idol worshiping, which to him is a Noah, is a Gentile, is assuming a Torah anyway, yes? So the reason, so the question is again, me, Rachel, stealing her father's Terafim is the same a stranger desecrating Shabbat Yisud Oraita to save this young lady.
No, but the young lady, but he pointed out that the Poshea we're not going to save. This is against the will.
Right,
Lavan
so
is a
he's
Poshea.
asking Laban, is a Poshea? This, in a minute, you'll see the Rambam in there.
He's not, he's there, he's
Open now, Siman Shin Chaf Chet, Seif Yudalet. Yud Dalet. Shin Chaf Chet, 328, Seif Yudalet. The case that we're learning in the Shulchan Aruch is a case based on the Gemara. Let's read first the Shulchan Aruch. On top, look on top, on the top. This is based on the following Gemara before we read. The Gemara says, if a man who is really sick has to eat non-kosher, and you have a choice between non-kosher A or B, try to minimize the Avera. Give him the one that is a lesser type of an Avera. Yes? So for instance, if it's on Pesach, you have a choice to give him Chametz, which is correct, or give him non-regular kosher. Give him the non-kosher. So the Rishonim, listen to this case. Remember again, when we have to serve non-kosher, for instance, we are trying to minimize the Avera. Here's the case, listen. היה חולה שיש בו סכנה, צריך בשר. Remember, this is 500, 600, 700 years ago, the doctor comes, he must have protein and meat. We have two choices. To go across the street and buy it in a non-kosher restaurant, or slaughter a calf and give it. Slaughtering is secular, Chilul Shabbat. Buying non-kosher, to give him is a surah. Logically, we should give him the non-kosher, says Maranatz. היה חולה שיש בו סכנה, צריך בשר. שוחטים לו, על שבת, סלולר, ואין אומרים, נאכילנו לבלה. And don't give him non-kosher. And this halacha, this is from the Rosh, there are multiple explanations. Let's see the explanations why. Look a second in Mishnah Berurah Lamed, the first line, Shochatim lo, harbe te'amim ne'emru al zeh. The Rishonim bring many explanations why should we slaughter, which is a bigger avera, rather than to give him non-kosher. Yesh omrim, mishum de Shabbat, הותרה אצל פיקוח נפש. If the guy is really labeled as חולה שיש בו סכנה, לא קונים את זה if it's a Sunday. If it's a Sunday, slaughter on Sunday, ולכך שוחטים בו כדרך ששוחטים ביום טוב. Okay, this is very cute, but there's no time to talk about it. If it's a Sunday, so is the Belair, so that's kosher also, yes. If hutra means not it's a Sunday. Hutra means all the averot are mutar. What's the difference between the Belair or not?
Oh, yeah.
This is not the issue now. Skip 2 lines. אבל הרבה ראשונים כתבו, not the first reason, the Shabbat רק דחוין. No, Shabbat is Shabbat. We have to do what we have to do, but it's not like Shabbat is Sunday. So the first reason falls apart. אלא הטעם שמא יהיה קץ לאכילת נבלה. This fellow, if he's sincerely religious, he says, I never ate non-kosher, I'm not going to. The whole idea is he has to eat it. So since we're coming here, it's fresh, we just slaughtered it, we did it, fine, no is okay. Now, of course,
Cuts means what?
cuts means it's disgusting.
Spoiled or something?
No, cuts.
Can't deal with it.
Oh, to the
To the cholet, to the cholet.
Like we just had the other day in the Parsha, Katzti b'chayai.
So this is the second reason. Of course, according to this reason, if you can trick him and he doesn't know, okay, tell him, trick him, fine. Number 3 now. Number 3 is related to our topic. ובבית יוסף הביא אותם בשם הר"ן. This is very famous ר"ן. This is what we just touched. ובנבלה עובר על כל כזית ממנו. If you buy non-kosher, every 1 ounce is a separate avera. So let's say he has to eat 3 times a day.
Yeah.
He's doing the avera 3 times.
So you have to bring 3 chataot?
No. Wait. וחמיר מאיסור לאו דשבת. What did you say? Slaughtering a Shabbat is definitely the highest avera, but you do it once. If you buy non-kosher and you feed him every time he eats it, so multiple times, here is the same logic now, yes? We are better off doing one big, so to say, I mean, this is the real.
I'm not sure about that totally, but I'll
No,
take your word for it.
why?
Because if you do the more chamur, it could be worse than any number of things. One is sikilah, you're going to be dead. The other one, you're going to have lashes or just a lav, and you know, there's if you're totally
multiple times.
yeah, but still.
This run is the reason that most of the Rishonim are heavily lying on. It's been used many times.
That you do a less, that it's worse to do a more
But you
bigger
realize
than a multiple of less.
You realize that we just learned the reason why the father is allowed to desecrate Shabbat is because his daughter is going to do multiple times.
Also,
But we're not measuring
also
one against the
karet,
other.
also karet,
Okay,
also
no,
hayam
but there is
midah,
Avodah Zarah also.
This is not strong logic.
It's not strong logic after eating the cheeseburger with coffee that you like.
I'm in trouble though. Same as on my side. I'm in trouble. If you're on my side, I'm in trouble. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just not. It's not.
It's not so straightforward in your mind.
It's 100% clear.
It doesn't sit well with us because we're not trained to feel it.
באמת, each bite, באמת.
Each kazayit. Each kazayit.
בוודאי.
Rabbi, if I'm benefiting every time I'm eating from somebody who did something Mehalel Shabbat, is it also an Isur? He did the Shabbat, but I'm using him.
Every time.
It's not Torah, right? Though somebody cuts the slaughters.
You didn't ask him so.
Okay.
He got permission to do it because of Halal.
Now let's go to another case. So this could be a good behemet, a good explanation for Rachel, because it's Avodah Zarah, even though he's a Poshea. Yeah? The question is, if Poshea applies by
Yeah.
the Poshea applies to a Jew, and
Sinner.
a Jew. Poshea means he's
Sinner.
doing it. He's doing it.
So Rabbi, there is no opinion that Rachel did it because he was too attached to it, and all this thing is getting out of her.
No, the question was,
What's the analogy?
if in general we know that you're not supposed to do an Avera to save another Jew from an Avera. So why did she do it? So what we just saw was, if I do one Avera, to save you from one Avera, for instance, a person places a pizza, fresh pizza in the oven. If you keep it there for 45 minutes, it's assuming that I'm pulling it out, I'm saving him. Why should I desecrate Shabbat if he is doing it? This is one on one. Here it's one against multiple. This is why we're saying it's
Your
one.
neighbor drives on Shabbat, gonna slash his tires? How far do we go with this?
No one ever.
Okay.
This is not the case. It's
So,
not
yeah.
the case. Now open, see if you have the same book that you have.
Go
the
back.
same- the
What
same
about
sheet.
desecrating Shabbat? What about desecrating Shabbat to do many mitzvot?
Like, in a minute, in a minute.
He wants to go the other way. I wanna do a lot of mitzvot, and I don't think that's great. One to do a lot.
You're not allowed to stop having that.
No.
Now open,
Can I see the lulav?
open.
No.
Judaism today looks the way it looks because many rabbis thought they're saving
Well,
Judaism.
wait.
Don't save Judaism. Do the halakha.
Save Judaism now.
I'm saying
God,
by
don't stop
being
cutting
lenient
corners.
and this cut, and this cut, and this. Great people have their vision and their wisdom. If rabbi didn't tell people not to go to work on Shabbat, come to pray every Shabbat. Okay, he's going to work. He's going to work anyway. Yes. So tell him just come to shul before in Panama. The rabbi didn't say at the beginning.
They told me to take.
The rabbi Tishma, this is interesting. The rabbi told him,
8 years old.
take a token and take the bus on Shabbat, come to shul.
8, 9 years old.
He says why? Otherwise I'll never see a shul in his life.
Across town, a bus and a trolley,
Of course he was-
you get the shoes.
It's not.
Every rabbi has his own local.
Yeah, you have to know the situation.
I'm saying if you go too far, let's go now.
This place is running at 70% internet.
Let's go now to Siman Shin Chavchet Laris. If you at the end, but you to tell the picture. Go here. See, again, Shin Chavchet, Seif Yud, but since we have the same print, but see if you tell the page and look at it.
I'd like to circle back to Rachel and,
We're getting there. We're trying to get there.
We had already 3 answers. Now listen to this now. Please listen carefully now. מי שרוצים לאונסו, you see with me on top? I said tell the
It's the
page.
latter part of you. Latter part
מי
of you.
שרוצים לאונסו,
328 Yud? 328 Yud?
328 Yud, but all the way at the end, the רמה, look at the רמה. מי שרוצים לאונסו, שיעבור עבירה גדולה. We know that Jews or non-Goyim Jews are trying to force him to do an Avera. Am I permitted to desecrate Shabbat to save him from a single big Avera? That's the case. מי שרוצים לאונסו שיעבור עבירה. The case before was עבירה.
And it's being forced to do it.
אין מחללים שבת כדי להציל.
One for one.
1 for 1, exactly.
Not
Now, please look carefully at the Mishnah Berurah. אין מחללים, ואין אומרים לאדם חטוא, אין אומרים לאדם חטוא בשביל שיזכר חברך. Here it is. Again, to the original rule we started yesterday. I am not going to desecrate Shabbat to do an Avera to save him. It's one on
One
one.
for one.
But even if you did Rabbanan, we said he's not gonna take the thing out of the oven.
but if you know he's gonna do it anyway, Rabbi, you know he's gonna do it anyway. then you may be better off not doing it.
Achim, please listen carefully. Achim הכפייה היה באחד מגימל עבירות. We know that he is being forced to do one of the big three cardinal sins. עבודה זרה, גילוי עריות ושפיכות דם. Say again, I know this fellow is going to be forced to do one of the averot that legally you have to give your life for. והוא משער, and I found about it, I assume שהנאנס ימסור עצמו למיתה. I have a fellow that was kidnapped and he's going to be forced to bow down.
So you're saving his life.
Saving his life.
We have the case of the kids on the boat going to Rome, and they jumped.
Let's first analyze this case.
Even though it's only one. Even though it's only one. Even though it's only one.
So again, he's kidnapped by a goyim, a Jewish goyim, and they're going to force him to do an avirah that he is going to die for. Yes? So even though it's one against one, but maybe I'm saving his life.
Oh, you know he's gonna give up his life.
You're
You're saying you know.
look at the Mishnah ברורה, והוא משער שהנאנס ימסור עצמו למיתה. I know this guy, he would definitely die. That good עבודה זרה, he would definitely not do the גילוי עריות. So basically, by me now desecrating Shabbat, I'm saving his life. יש להסתפק, אם אפשר, צריך לחלל. Maybe yes. Everyone wonders, why is the Chafetz Chaim having a doubt?
Yeah, why is
His
that?
life is in danger.
Yeah.
If his life is in danger and you know that he's going to give up his life, yes, of course you have to save him.
But today we don't have betting, so his life is not in danger.
No, B'dei Shemayim.
Again, the guy was kidnapped by two Buddhists, and we know that Sunday morning they're forcing him to bow down, otherwise they would kill him.
If he bows down, what is the Avera? His betting cannot kill him.
We're talking about the real
That's
Jews.
Shemayim.
No, he's gonna give up his life.
The Avirah, this is the type of Avirah that every Jew at any given time, even today, has to give his life.
You
So
don't
I
like the word
know
Ifshar.
that by the end of the day he's going to be dead. It happened in the Crusades by the tens of thousands, even though there's no sanity in the beginning of the Crusades. It happened in the Holocaust. He's going to let
Right, the boy's gonna say, I'm not down.
So everyone wonders, why is it this affair? His life is in
Because
danger.
B'Sha'er.
לא, אומרים דבר מאוד יפה. תשמע טוב. The life of each one of us, precious. This man, the halakha tells him, let yourself be killed. What he is doing, you hear this? What he is doing is something, so perhaps this is why it's a affair. Again, what is the halakha telling him? The halakha telling him,
Don't
your
bow,
precious
give up
life, that every Shabbat I would desecrate Shabbat to save your life. When it comes to the mitzvah of V'nifdashti b'toch b'nei Israel, since there is a mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem, which means that for the three cardinal sins, let's say in this case Avodah Zarah, you have to give your life. Perhaps this is why he's living in. Sort of self is old man here. Yes. It's very interesting. His life. Again, last Shabbat we would desecrate Shabbat 1,000 times to save this guy. Next Shabbat, but right now he's going to die for something. He's obligated. Not only is probably
Supposed to do.
realize.
It sounds like an Ifshar. Because this is a new idea.
This is why the Chafetz Chaim stopped short. He says, no, but to see the tzaddik, yes. Now listen carefully now. What happened if two thugs come on Shabbat on a Harley Davidson? They come to a guy on Ocean Parkway.
What's the gun?
With a gun, he'll light my cigarette. You definitely have to do it. The Rambam says you must do it.
It's not one of the three.
Right. Believe it or not, comes the Shulchan Aruch and many Rishonim, of course, they say you have the right to do it. You're not obligated.
The right.
Rambam says every Aveira, right, that threatens your life, and if you commit the Aveira, you save your life, you must save your life.
Yeah, but that isn't even a B'farhesya either, no?
No, I purposely didn't choose before.
That's why I want to make sure that it's no.
Yes, yeah, looking Kufr Zayin, you already, of course you have to give your life. So here,
You say
again,
that's, you say that so easily. Of course you have to give your life. It's you're talking about it. It's theoretical.
For the
That's
rule.
Of course, means halachic, of course, talking about halachic.
Why, if it was mutar for Rachel to do this, why was Yaakov so angry? He didn't know it was Rachel, but why would he be angry that anybody would have taken Tzarafim and stopped him from doing Avodah Zarah?
This is the second half of the question. Eli is saying every justification. Why are you cursing? Why are you cursing?
He was frustrated.
I mean,
Because it put him in danger?
in a modern language, I mean, we'll talk about it later. The brothers did to Yosef, let's say, halachically perfect. You have a father and a grandfather. Why don't you consent? Yaakov cannot believe someone in his family would do something like that.
Without consulting him?
with him.
So that was the.
20 years I'm teaching you one message. The message is no, don't cheat Laban, don't do anything. He's a crook, hundreds of times. The fact that someone in my family did, especially his wife.
Blindsided, okay.
Okay, tomorrow we'll finish with this, we'll move to.
What happens if she just hid them for temporarily and not for, just
According to the way we learn today, then you are not permitted. Because the ater that the Rashba gives is only because he assumes he's going to do it multiple times. If you have time, look in your Yoreh De'ah 157. You'll see what we just mentioned, that Shulchan Aruch strangely doesn't follow the Rambam, and he says you have the right to save your life by Chilul Shabbat, but you have the right to give your life. Tomorrow we're going to the Rambam and see what the Rambam, 157, Yoreh De'ah.
put it there. Okay.
Tell me, I found one, but the other one I have to Xerox in schools. Sefer of